We're so grateful that you're here with us today. We have someone very special in the studio that we're excited to introduce, but we'll get to that later. For now, if you could just take a little moment, like, subscribe, follow, share, you know the drill. Say it every week.
All that good stuff.
Yeah.
Are you listening to her though?
Right?
Like, are you guys taking in what she's saying? I just want to know.
It's like down here somewhere, right? Somewhere down here.
Whenever you do that, I was like, I always think,
I hope it's there.
Yeah.
I hope it's
Vanna
there.
White.
Right?
It's giving put
I
it
need
there.
a chime. I need
Yes.
a chime for that. Yeah,
Actually, let's chime in with the Filipino phrase of the day.
that's good.
What do we got on the docket, ladies?
It's giving verse. It's giving verse of the day.
This one was a little tricky. We did look ahead and tried to practice this ahead of time, and I butchered it, but I'm going to try.
Effort.
Ang tunay na ganda ay nanggagaling sa loob.
All together now.
I know. Which means true beauty comes from within.
Hey, snap twice.
Okay, let's try.
Okay.
Okay.
Ang
Ang
tunay
tunay
na
na ganda ay nagagaling sa loob.
Oh, we didn't do that. We didn't do bad.
Do.
And today's special guest, she's the passionate force behind Hair Love Studio, which is based here in Toronto. And this is a salon that is rooted in culture, community, and most importantly, self-love. Yes. She's nationally recognized as a hair expert with over a decade of TV experience. And if you've seen her on TV, you've probably seen her on the Marilyn Dennis Show or The Good Stuff with Mary Burke. So today's Boss Babae is originally from Winnipeg, but she came to Toronto to pursue her dreams of entrepreneurship, fashion, television in 2006, and her journey led her to then launch LB Hair in 2011, and then founded Hair Love in 2016.
Wow.
Amazing.
Which is amazing. So this woman that we have today, she embodies everything from creativity, heart, and hustle, all while balancing being a mother, a sister, a wife, and an entrepreneur. So without further ado, let's all give it up for Lori Bell Nestor.
Hey. And the tears are starting.
Yeah, we have not even started.
So
That
sweet.
intro, and I'm good. Thanks for having me. You guys, thank you. That was beautiful. Thanks for
we are
having
so
me.
happy.
I'm a
to
chain
have you.
reaction crier, so
I
like,
know.
Oh my goodness. So yes, how are you? And we saw actually that you went to the Philippines
Yes.
recently.
Yes.
How
you guys.
was that?
You guys, that was amazing. I don't know, if anyone is out there like me, I'm 42 years old now, and it was my first time ever.
Oh really?
I have
Oh,
never
didn't-
been to the
oh, okay.
Philippines.
42.
Nice.
Wow.
42, I know.
Where?
It's
I
I
know,
know, right?
42 where, first
we
of all?
we get that. I think that's in our genetics, and I'll take it for our ancestors that will forever always. What do they say? Asian don't raisin. I don't know. But I also think that we're forever young, Filipino soul. So, but that, let me tell you guys, like that trip was life changing. You know, like it was. I went through all of the emotions, everything from like the guilt of not going sooner, but also
think of
the reconnection to identity, to be like, it was the first time that I allowed, like, practice speaking Tagalog.
Yeah.
And the first time for my kids who are mixed and my husband who's not Filipino, hear me speak Tagalog and communicate with our people. So it was like so many different emotions, and feeling like you're going to Philippines, Manila, a whole foreign new country, but I also felt like at home.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was like, oh my God, this is my tito, this is my cousins, like they're all there. And then to also bring my parents back. Since 1978, they never went back to the
Oh my
Philippines.
goodness.
They fled, right? So, and then had 4 kids. So obviously, like financially and just like circumstance, like they couldn't get us. They didn't get us back there, which no fault at them. Like they were rooting and starting a whole new life. So being able to motivate our parents to go by us booking first, like we booked our ticket first. And they were like, well, we need to go back. So it was like super emotional and powerful, and them kind of like going through their own like breakthroughs.
Oh my gosh.
It was all of
Chill.
it. It was
full
chill.
circle. Yeah,
I
it
was
was
just gonna say, what a
like,
full circle moment.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, there were times where I'd be like, Lord, like, why didn't I come sooner? And then those moments would happen. I'm like, no, this is exactly the time that I needed to come, because it was more for all of us. And it was the way that the journey was supposed to take us there, to really like embrace and appreciate, and also like now, like now my parents want to go back every year.
Oh, I love that.
I know, and now like my ates who weren't able to go, they're like, oh my God, we didn't know that there was so much beauty to it. I think,
wow.
I don't know, like are we second generation? Like, are we technically second, like born and raised in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's so many different stigmas on like going back home.
Yeah.
And like I've had family friends and say like, oh, I've been back when I was like 13.
Yeah.
But it's different when you're an adult.
Oh, for
You
sure.
can fully take it in.
Right.
Yeah.
You fully get to take it in. And like I also think it's also it's how you want to see it and like your own exploration. Like why hold it to, oh no, like I heard it's like this, I heard it's like that.
Yeah.
Oh, back there my parents had to deal with that. But that's not fair. Like I think I heard that so much that I was like, I'm gonna go and make my own like exploration, discovery, and
Fearless.
on my own.
Dora.
And it was honest, totally Dora moment. Totally Dora
Totally
moment.
Dora.
And it made it so, I mean, you see the beauty, but you also see the hardship. You see the poverty, and you see it all.
That's
but
real, though.
it's so real.
Yeah.
So all to say, I want to be like the new Filipino ambassador to like go and travel, and let's all get on a plane and go, because I think there's so much story, there's so much yet for me to discover and learn. But yeah, that was
Lori Bell Travel Agency opening soon.
adding to my list of
They
things.
have those travel groups where they set up, you should set up a group.
And you
All
hear that from
regions
so many
and
different
yes.
cultures, no? Like
Yes.
I hear that, oh, this culture does this for their kids at a certain age. Like, why do we not have that for ours? Like,
Yes.
how are we not showing the next generation? They should go back.
Oh, yeah.
Because
our
because that's how you hold it. It's true. And if someone had that for me, I would have been on. Like I actually took Tagalog as an option in grade 10 because yeah.
First of all, what school?
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
Winnipeg.
Manitoba.
Winnipeg does it again.
and it's because it has the most Filipinos per capita in Canada.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Which it's obviously because it's smaller, but I feel like we went on the wrong, we went on a different boat. Like mom and dad went there, and I was like, yo, it's so cold.
Yeah.
The other went to like San Francisco, or, I was
yeah,
like, mom, you went on the wrong boat. But all to say, I was like, cold winter Canada, or like San
Bay.
Francisco, San Diego, the Bay Area.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, we have like distant cousins there. But anyway, all to say, no regrets. But I think what I kind of learned from that was like, okay, we have the culture, but it was different times then. Like it was all about. I remember asking my parents, why don't you teach me Tagalog?
The $1 million question.
We had that talk, yeah.
Right? And they're like, well, you're not going to get anywhere with that. You need to learn English and teach us English. But it wasn't until I'm the baby of 4, right? So I have 2 older ates and a
bunso.
kuya.
Okay,
Bunso energy.
Yeah.
Bunso energy.
I can tell, I'm not gonna lie.
It's
not gonna lie.
fearless, and you got to try, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, like this is all wrong. Like I want to know how to speak our native tongue and our language and keep it going.
Yeah.
And in grade 9, 10, they had it as an option.
Wow.
That's
I would have
amazing.
definitely taken
Yeah.
that. If we had that as an option, I would
Right?
have signed
Yeah.
up.
That would have
And my
trumped
teacher
questions
is
out.
Miss
100%.
Donisho. She was like Ma'an Donisho, Miss Saigon.
Oh,
That was my teacher.
oh,
my
wow.
Wow, shout out, Miss Donisho. I love you.
Wow.
Till this day,
Nice.
it was so great how she encouraged us to like keep it going.
Yes.
But it was up to us, right? It was an option. You didn't have to do it, but you
Yeah.
got like 5 credits. Anyways,
To
that's
get the option
Wow.
and the credits, though?
I know, right?
Side note, Rosetta Stone, apparently they offer Tagalog now.
Finally.
They do,
No way.
Yeah. They do,
When
yeah.
I first did it, it was a couple years ago, they
about
didn't
time.
offer it to Canada, but no, it's there now. The first segment is free, and then,
That's a good.
but yeah.
It's about time.
It is about time.
Yeah, but I think that's so healing just to hear the full circle journey of going back to the Philippines. And I think that's something that all of us can relate, and what I think is part of like TITA SALITA's mission as well. It's like we were all born in North America, but now it's like, how do we reconnect?
Yeah.
How do we keep our culture alive?
Totally.
And that can look different for different people, but
Well,
Yeah.
even as someone who wasn't born here,
Yeah.
going back there when I was 13. I was born in Davao. I went there when I was 13. And just like you said, I didn't have that appreciation. I was more like, don't call me, Coca is actually my Filipino name.
Okay.
I was like, don't call me that.
Yeah.
But then going back at 20, it was like, wow, this is different. So it definitely grows with you as you get older. So it was really the perfect time for you.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, and I think for me, it was interesting. Like, everyone thought I was mestiza there.
Yeah.
So my hair is lighter. My Tagalog is Tagalish.
Foreign.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, but you're mestiza. I was like, actually, no. I'm full Filipino, just born in Canada. So it was, but they appreciated that I tried to put the effort in. And I think I even FaceTimed my dad. And my dad's like, Lord, stop talking Tagalog. They know. And I was like, Dad, no, you're the reason why I speak like this. You know, shut up. But yeah, I was like, Dad, no,
That's
don't
so
say
funny.
that. But I think it's, you know, I always say, like, I don't fault my parents. I think it's what they were taught and thought they had to pass down. So I think now me being a mom, it's like me deciphering like what values to kind of pass on and then what to unlearn and relearn and teach. So that's kind of what we're talking about on today's segment.
Exactly.
Such a perfect segue
Yeah.
to jump into
There you go.
that. Like, what are some of the things, you know, we're talking about the great things that you had to unlearn and you're rediscovering and discovering and experiencing for the first time. What were some of those things that maybe you didn't experience growing up or wish you experienced or were experiencing that kind of helped shape who you are today?
Take a second. Take a breath.
Tissues on set.
You know, guys, like, it's funny when people say, oh, you're in the beauty industry. Because growing up, I never would put myself in that box because of like, oh, I was so beautiful. Because it wasn't about that for me growing up. Like I said, I'm the baby of 4. And for my family and how I was raised, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like sometimes our Filipino families, they mean well, but they don't say, they're so blunt in ways of thinking that's like saying bad things is a nice thing.
Yeah.
So you had, you know, like I was the tabachoy sister. I have my 2 skinny sisters, then my kuya, and then me. I also grew up as the tomboy because it was my ates together, then my brother, then me. Like I always think so much of who you are is from your upbringing and how you were raised, right?
Yeah.
And when you think of, I'm an 80s baby, you know, like you think of there's 2 things, right? Like you see like the pageant kids. Like I knew cousins and friends who were like, oh, Filipina pageant girls. And then you had the ones that are like super, we were more like family church, you know? There's all the different kind of areas of where you're at. And also like how we were raised, it was like all about don't show too much.
Yes.
Don't show too much skin. Don't get too dark.
Yeah. Oh,
Make
that
sure
one.
you're,
Yeah.
you know,
That
like
one.
all those type of stigmas of how to present yourself.
Yeah.
I think there were so many of that. And even for me, like, it was funny, like if you talk to some of my like older sister's friends, they're like, oh my God, Laura I remember her being this. And like they associated me so much with kind of like the younger sister and like that it's almost opposite of like being in the beauty industry. So I think where I'm going with this is like you never know where you're gonna, like I think going through kind of my journey of maybe not having that attention, I also learned how to strengthen my backbone. I was like, you know what? I might not be like the skinny sister. I might not be the one that's always dressy because I was like tomboyish, but I'm the one with the strong personality.
Hey, talk about it.
And I remember, I don't know, I think it was my drama teacher or something being like, that is your strength. That is your superpower. Don't lose that, you know? And then I think that's, for me, what you guys started with, like beauty is in the inside, straight up. That's literally what I gravitated to.
Yeah.
And I held to being like, you know what? That's okay. I have my best friend who's this. I have, you know, like they wore those crowns. I'm gonna wear, I've got like I'm gonna be friends with everybody because you're gonna love me for my personality.
You're gonna light up the room.
Exactly. That's what I'm gonna bring, and that's what I'm gonna like shine on. And then as we all go through those phases, and then once the phases comes, I swear I was like my grade 9 friend that like she like held me down to tweeze my eyebrows, and I was like, oh my god.
No, seriously, I saw
Did
this
she,
thing.
did she overcluck?
She
Oh my gosh.
like
Of
the
course,
We're
thin
still suffering
90s.
to this day.
It was the era, guys. Yeah.
Thin and like, yeah, you always have that one friend that's like, oh my God, let me give you a makeover. And
They brought us to the 1940s eyebrow look.
exactly. So it was like the thin eyebrows, and I remember being like, oh my God, like I have to take care of myself. This also is painful.
Yeah.
Like beauty hurts. But I think that going into that, and then actually how I got into hair, it was debuts.
Oh, no way.
Like everybody in Winnipeg.
Well, I was going to say, well, you're also based in Winnipeg.
Yeah,
So I can
like-
imagine business was hot. Yeah.
Oh my God, debuts, you
Good
guys.
point.
Straight like that, I capitalized. Like that's
Wow,
how my
nice.
hustle began at 15. So my two sisters,
go.
always they're 3 years older, their friends are having debuts, and then I started to like play with hair because my sisters like they're always going out.
Yeah.
And then I started getting good at. My sisters totally pimped me out. They're like, sorry, I'm allowed to say that.
Love the
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah, no,
I love
Okay,
it. We love it. We love it.
My parents are watching this. Great. Shout out, mom and dad.
Hi,
If you
Tita.
see it. Love you. Love you. It's okay. But literally, my sisters were like, "Oh, my little sister can do your hair. Just come to my house. Bring your own hairspray and stuff because she's only 15. Like she doesn't have anything."
Yeah.
But that's legit how I started doing hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
And I made myself business cards at 15. I called it like Salon de l'Or, like because there was
You
a
entrepreneur.
I know,
right?
started at 15, and it was the only Filipino-owned salon in Winnipeg. Was
Wow.
called Salon de Manila, actually.
Wow.
But it was kind of like your stereotypical what you would think it is, but also like, to me it was like they weren't charging enough, things like that. Like what you think it was, and I remember when I told mom and dad I'm gonna go down this route, they're like, "Oh, you can't just work at Salon de Manila," and I was like, "I'm not. I'm gonna aim way higher."
Yeah.
You know, like it was,
Energy.
but that's how I started doing hair. I started, so literally in my house doing hair, and it took off. I was starting, people would hire me to do weddings.
Oh my gosh.
I was already
wow.
charging by then, and then I was like in high school, I'm like, I need to go to school for this because, that's how I started.
Amazing.
I think it's beautiful that at such a young age, the entrepreneur is really born young.
Yeah.
Like you just knew.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes it takes a while for people, but I think for me, I think it was because I did love doing it, and I remember feeling like I want to be able to do something that connects with people.
I was just gonna say that's
You know.
probably that light up the rooms energy, like that
Yeah.
connect with people that helped you.
And also like bringing their inner beauty out no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I went through my own phases, and I feel like everybody goes through those phases. But when you talk about like the Filipino cultural beauty standards, I think back in the day, it was to become more westernized, right?
That
It's
part.
like I think also just certain expectations of how you should act, how you should be. It's not what it is now.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely the pride, and I think, yes, the teaching of being humble. Okay, be humble. Be humble, don't be too loud. But I feel like to me, that's also like, why not be proud? Like it's a fine line, like stay humble, but don't stand out. Why not?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like the kakaya, the
Yeah.
whole like, kakaya. I try to, the whole shame stuff, that's like what I want to break and not necessarily teach with my kids.
Do you think that was the biggest hurdle that you experienced growing up in terms of, I guess, beauty standards or maybe even just overall confidence? Because you did name a few pivotal moments in your childhood, which are all beautiful. But I'm curious, like, what would you say was your biggest hurdle, and how did you overcome that?
Okay, like digging deep and like almost reliving it
Oh.
because sometimes you have that like one uncle or aunt that tries to call you out like as a kid. I will never forget as a kid, like, I think I was like, and I was a teen, like 13 or something, going into a party for seconds and getting called out.
Oh God. Story. Yeah. Relatable.
Totally. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember being like, oh my God. And like, oh, look, Lorabel. Oh, Tabachoy, she's going in for seconds. Oh, and I was like, I remember that moment.
For sure.
Like, so pissed, but also like couldn't find your voice. And like, I remember like taking a second, like walking away, but I freaking didn't eat it because then you just felt like,
Yeah.
but I was a kid.
Yeah.
But also like no one said anything because that's just their like,
It was
maybe
the norm.
old norm back
The norm,
then,
or
right?
you wouldn't be disrespectful to your elders, so you're not gonna like. You want to talk back,
That
but you
part.
can't.
That's
like,
it. And,
yeah.
and that's just it, you guys. Like,
No,
yeah,
for
there's
sure.
a respect, but it goes both ways, right? Just
Yeah.
because like your generation, we can't talk back and you have to, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, I was like, I remember that moment and I was just like, I am not gonna treat people like that.
For sure.
I'm not, and I'm also like, I feel like it also, that those moments as a kid can create so much insecurities that stick and linger forever. Like even just like thinking about it, you're like, you know, like, oh my God, don't go there. But I think it's like, till this day, I'll always still feel, okay, you know, like, oh, like how, like to learn how to be so comfortable in your skin takes forever and ages. I feel like even not until my 40s, it's like, I'm almost there. And that's long, right? But I think I take that, and I think that's why I took it into going into the hair salon. I like to say like personal care industry versus beauty industry,
that.
because to me it's not a vanity thing. Like we do hair, but we do more than just hair.
Yeah.
We connect, we heal, we support. Like we're people's people.
You guys are therapists.
We're therapists.
Honestly,
You're
I was
literally
gonna
people's
say.
therapists.
Like people,
Yeah.
and you know, to me, like they invest their time, money, effort, and energy, and look forward to coming to see us.
Yes.
Way more than just hair, and it's way more than just beauty. To me, that's why I called it Hair Love, because it's really more than that,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Deeper.
yeah, it's way deeper. And like, I'm like, if you come in my chair, it's yes, you're gonna get awesome bomb ass hair for sure. But
Give in. Yeah.
given, well, syempre.
Walang bira.
I know, right? Walang hiya over here. No hiya. But I love hearing stories. Like I love hearing everyone's story. Like what brought you here? Like what is it that you're looking for? Yeah, you're looking for highlights, but like where are you in life in this journey and chapter? Like how can I be of service to you
Yeah.
to help you be your best self? Like that's what I love to do.
I have to shout you out for 1 second for saying that, because I think, you know, there's this thing, it's called the third place. I don't know if you've heard of this. So
What's that?
people have
Yeah.
their home,
Okay.
their first place, their work, their second place, and then there's the third place. And the third place is the space that you created, where people are able to come and feel fulfilled.
Love.
Wow,
Right?
shivers.
And just
Hair love.
yeah. So like the name, what you're describing, so appropriate. Like you literally have created that
Thank
third
you.
place for people to come and be themselves and feel seen and feel loved and feel the tears are going.
Oh my gosh, you're
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
but like it's so beautiful. And I
Thanks,
think,
guys.
you know, exactly what you said, it's so much more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think every successful entrepreneur is like that, is just like this. Like they're focused on the, I don't even know what to call it, like the passion. The passion. What problem are you solving?
Yeah.
Right? You're helping people feel seen, feel heard, feel
Totally.
beautiful, feel confident,
Yes.
and all those things that are beyond the vanity, as you
Totally.
said.
Yes.
Like
Cool.
just
Yes.
It's true. 'Cause
Thanks
sometimes
for that,
it can be intimidating also walking into these hoity-toity type
Oh my gosh, yes.
boutique salons. I'm
Yes.
like, you can't even just roll into your
Yes.
sweats, right?
Yes.
So to create such a safe space like that is like,
No.
it's true. No, you're right. You
Hey,
can see people
wow.
dressing up to
So,
go.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
like going to
mentioning
Yorkdale
that.
Mall.
Well, because I went through that, guys.
Yeah.
My first
Right.
salon here, no word of a lie. Like, I'm from Winnipeg, like I said. So when I came to Toronto, I don't know anything. I was applying here, there, everywhere, you know, and like not realizing I have to think about where I actually live and the destination, you know? So my boyfriend, husband now, he's like, oh, we live here. Why are you going to all these places? Try and go on the Bloor line. So where does that find me? A job in Yorkville.
Yeah.
We know where this is going.
So let's talk
We know
about
where
that.
this
And
story
that's,
time is going.
you know, and that's a huge part of also my story and identity of why I wanted to create Hair Love the way it is. So thank you for that, because that segue, it's like I had to endure
Can only imagine.
all
I
of the
can
things
only
I needed. It strengthened a backbone in me I never knew I needed.
Yeah.
You know, it was really hard to be in that space where it wasn't a safe space, but I had to create my own bubble within of protection and learn how to go through all of the things. Stereotypes, just unkindness, like taking
Mean
advantage of all mean girls, all of the
Tahimic.
things. Tahimic, all of the things. And even just feeling like you didn't have a place there, you didn't belong. Or versus service, it was like servant mentality.
Yep.
That's a good call out.
And I remember being like, you know what? They're not gonna get the best of me. I'm gonna flip it. I think everything is like mindset, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna work my ass off so you're not like here to show you I'm better than this. And I'm gonna also be here as long as I need to be to set what I need to get, then I'm out.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was there for almost 4.5 years. And I mean, it wasn't easy. I cried a lot, you know, like you cried a lot. And then I learned, okay, but I also learned that I definitely stood out because I was like the sunshine in the dark.
Undeniable.
You know, like, and I was like,
Yeah.
and people told me that, I'm like, then that's what I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until my clients in Mitchell were like, Laura Bell, you gotta go. Like, you know, we only come here for you. That's when I was like, okay, you know, like, so it's just like, and I always said to myself, I'm grateful for that journey because it taught me everything not to do. Everything I was like, the place that I want to be on doesn't exist. I better freaking create it myself. And that's exactly how Hair Love was made.
What a journey.
Wow.
Look at that.
Talk about a backstory.
So thanks for that. That was good.
Amazing. Wow.
Do you think, like, are there any myths or stereotypes that are like current right now that you'd like to debunk or that, like, popular opinion, like, disagree with or anything like that?
Being Filipino, it's interesting for those, when I worked in Yorkville, or even when I worked in Winnipeg, because I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do, is like, I want to be it's like, if it doesn't exist, I'm going to make that space for me. I'm going to be the first Filipino that you guys hire, and I'm going to show you.
Right.
And then I hope you then learn. Like, I was the first Filipino to work at this high-end salon in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And they had a really, really like high-end bougie clientele. And right away they'd be like, oh, you're Filipino? Oh yeah, my nanny's Filipino. Oh yeah, I know, you know, Filipinos have great little hands.
Yeah. It's like when they think it's like an compliment, like they think they're complimenting you, but it's
Super
like actually
backhanded.
backhanded.
Super
Yeah.
backhanded compliment.
And I
for sure.
remember, I remember that day, and I'm grateful for like my mentor at the time, and he was like, you can't say that. You can't say that here. You owe her an apology. And I'm so grateful for him till this day, because like I didn't have a voice then. You know, for me, I was that. I'm gonna know my place. I'm gonna be in the background. I was only 20, so that's where you're trying to figure out, you know. And I already knew, oh, I should be grateful because I'm the only Filipino that they had hired at the time. But that was huge for me. Like, I think for that one person to kind of like stand up for me, and then gave me permission to stand up for myself.
Yes.
Shout out your mentor.
Yeah, Jeffrey, if he's still there. I think like those key people, it just like that see you, so that you can see yourself and then pass it on, you know. And then I will say I still love that salon till this day, because when I left to move to Toronto, the owner said to me, you know what, Laura Bell, thank you for bringing in your culture and your community here in our salon, and we hope you encourage them to keep coming, and we'll still take care of them, because it was such a huge, he loved our community.
Of course.
And yes, like every Filipino that walked in, you knew they were coming to see me, you know.
all the light.
All the and just joy,
All the light
all the
coming
joy,
in.
love, and we like brought food, like come on, naturally. So it was, I think, like, and then that's what I feel like that what became my superpower moving to Toronto. As hard as it was, I was like, that it's not a crutch. It's like the stigma of whatever they thought Filipinos were or are, and what space that they only take up. I'm gonna take up a different type of space. I'm gonna show you. We are that great in caretaking, but we're even more.
Right.
And my first, if I can share this story, when I first moved to Toronto, I gave myself like 2 months to like settle in. And I just contacted some people to do some freelance stuff. And some of those clients, they're the ones that will pay you to like come to their house to do film festival and things like that. So I went to like Rosedale. So if you guys know, great area. She wanted me to just prep her up, and then I rang the doorbell, and like her Filipino nanny opened the door. And I was like, "Hi, Ate." And then she kind of looked at me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm the hairstylist." And she's like, "Oh," it was like, it was such a different type of feeling. I didn't know how to feel, because then I was like, "Oh my God, am I a part of the help?" Like in that moment. And I remember being like, yeah, it was like, I like went to the bathroom. I was like, "Laura, get out of your head." I was like, "No, this is a service that you're providing, getting paid for." And you know what? That nanny Ate is nurturing that child.
Yes, she
and
is.
that kid is getting the most value and morals and care from her. And this client is gonna get the most care from me. Like in that moment,
Wow.
I had to take what could have broke me and shook me to be like, no, like that. It's a different mindset. Like we have to shift our mentality to be like, no, you're paying me for this service. You paid me double to be here.
You need me.
You need me. I don't need you. And your kid, you need her to help you because you don't, So I think it's those moments that you have to choose.
Yeah.
You have to
Choose your narrative,
you have to choose that narrative.
Because you were confronted with what could have been a very different,
Totally.
right?
Totally.
Could have gone left, and it's the power of like a reframe, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Totally.
Yeah.
shift
Because
in
your
mindset.
reflection is based on how you pivot. So.
Totally. Yeah, so it's those kind of moments that I feel like sharing that, like it brings me back as soon as I tell you guys, like, so thanks for like reliving it, because I think it's important now, I think, for the next generation to know, like, it takes us kind of doing these breakthrough of the walls that they're walking a little bit further than we are.
Yeah.
And facing less, but facing different issues for sure, but hoping that they find their voice faster and louder than us, maybe,
Speaking of that, like, what do you hope that your children or the next generation of Filipino girls learn about the beauty that we probably didn't?
Oof. That's real. Because my kids are 10. I have 2 daughters, Masisa, 10 and 5. And with a mom in this industry, they see like makeup, hair, getting like that's an everyday thing for me when it comes to work. And I teach them that that's mama's uniform, but I still feel beautiful in my own skin without makeup, all the things. I think for this next generation and my kids, it's a different world. They're seeing it on the tablets with the filters, with like such expectations, like social media. We didn't have social media growing up, right? Like, so I think now, for me, I want to teach them that like beauty is so subjective. Like what you think is beautiful, people like beauty isn't everywhere in anything, right? It's how you present yourself, how you act, how you treat others, not just only what's outside. It's like from inside, and also how you show up into this world. That to me is beautiful. Like when you, like how they treat each other, especially their sisters. So both girls You know, if they're unkind, I'm like, that's not a beautiful thing. Or if you say something, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I think the word beauty can't just be skin, it's deeper, right? Yeah.
Great lesson.
Yeah. Oh.
No, it's really good. Like, I know your kids are
Chain
mixed, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of what you're saying really reminds me of how my Lola spoke to me.
Oh.
And how I was able to be so confident because I didn't endure a lot of issues that people go through that you described. I didn't have to go through that. And that's because of how she framed my mindset at such a young age to just really understand what it meant to be beautiful, to really understand what it meant to be myself, you know, despite what everyone around me was going around and saying. So that you're doing a great thing.
Thank you.
For your kids.
I think also being mixed, it's like my kids, when she came home and she's like, Mom, someone said I'm not black.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my God, teaching opportunity, teaching opportunity.
Yeah.
And like my husband's mom, God rest her soul, she passed from breast cancer, but we have like, she's Haitian and he's mixed, French, Canadian, Haitian, and Filipino, thank you. And we have a big picture of her there. And we're like, okay, Nyla, let's have a sit down. You know, like I think from right away, well, geez, I think at this point she was like 5 or 6. It was so early. So young. But kids love them, but they're also very harsh. And they're like, they don't know better, right, at that age. So I think for her, for our kids, we had to teach culture, not skin color. But seeing color, but what the culture is, you know, like, and we do teach them to see color because you have to identify that with heritage and background and culture and family. So we're teaching that right away. It's like, yes, you are black, you are Haitian, you're French Canadian. Yes, you are white, and yes, you are Asian. You know, but you're mixed. I think. What's good is like you're seeing Toronto being more and more inclusive that way too, visibly, and so much more representation that I never seen a Filipino on TV ever in the 90s.
We're limited.
No,
Rufio.
Yeah, Rufio. And honestly, like I remember till this day in 2000, there was, and I'm friends with her now, which is amazing, the first Filipino broadcaster, Chris Reyes. I don't know if you guys know her, but shout out Chris Reyes wherever you are. And she's doing big things. She's amazing. So she lived in Winnipeg for like the first 2 years. And I was like, oh my God, there's a Filipina on TV. And I was like, one day I'm going to be on TV. And and it was so awesome.
And look at you now.
And it was such an awesome feeling telling Chris Reyes that I was like, I saw you on TV and I told myself, like, you were one of the first to be able to like break that mold, and I got to do the same. So, but yeah, like going back into like kind of like what to teach the kids. I think it's like, it's also like, you know what, I think is to lead by example, right? I feel like when you show them, it's confidence. I think confidence is the true beauty. Is like knowing yourself and being such a like confident and proud in your own skin, no matter what you're wearing, no matter how tall or slim or whatever. Like I think for me, like my height was a huge insecurity for many years, being petite.
Really?
Yeah, I'm saying it now, which is like the high sneakers. But and I feel like God made me, though I'm super strong faith, but I feel like God, He makes you who you are to really strengthen you, teach you, guide you, and let you be different. And I think beauty is individuality. And it's not to look like everybody else. Why do you want to look like that? You know, like God gave you that face. God gave you that hair. Like, you need to be proud about that. You know, like I think that's what Nick and I like to teach. Like when I first met him, he had like cornrow braids. And like bling bling, and like I took him like my parents were like, whoa.
And I was swept off. You were swept off your feet.
Yeah,
It was 2002.
you were. Well, the funny thing is, it was like everything opposite than I probably ever dated before, because it's like I was only taught like I remember saying like I could date outside my race, but I'll never marry
Right.
because that's what I was taught
Yeah.
before. And then, you know, in your later 20s, I'm like, why am I doing it? Like, who am I listening? Who am I listening to? Like, who said that?
Yeah.
Who said that? And
I'm going on a date with him.
yeah, I'm just gonna go.
I like him.
Yeah, but you know, it was my dad was like, he's like, I've talked to you, and he's like, do you have a boyfriend in Toronto? I was like, he's like, you keep going to Toronto. You have a boyfriend in Toronto? I'm like, yeah, and he's like, is he Filipino? Right away, like,
Of course.
shocked.
Yeah.
And
First
I was
question
like,
always.
I was like, no. Oh my God, do we have to talk about this? You know what Dad said? Dad's like, Laura, we just want to make sure that he accepts your culture and you're still always going to be proud to be Filipino. And I was like, man, Dad, he's mixed. Like, he's like, yeah. But I love that that's where that came from. Like, I was like, shit, am I getting in trouble? Like, is this in the rule book? Like, and not like my siblings all married Filipinos, which is amazing and beautiful. Like, awesome. I was that one that kind of went this way.
Yeah.
I went the other way.
Yeah.
And it wasn't based on, okay, I think it was, I love learning. I love exploring. I want someone to teach me new things. And I want to learn new things because I think I grow and I get to see the world more that way. So like, that's what kind of my partner and like us doing together is opening the business together. We're like, let's freaking go all in and then start a business together, which is crazy.
The dream team.
The dream team.
Yeah. I appreciate the work that you do. I think, you know, yeah, there's the beauty industry, but with yourself, your teams, you are changing what that narrative looks like. And that's so important, especially for this upcoming generation. So
Thank
thank
you.
you for that.
Thanks, Lee.
And the representation that you always.
Yeah, she stays repping, okay?
Always.
I know,
All
always.
day.
Right here, right
Four
here, right
of
here.
five. But before we go, is there, I guess, any projects that you're excited that you want to plug? If you want to share your handles or
Oh my
any
God.
word for the masses.
Oh, I love that. Follow us on Hair Love Studio Inc. On our IG. We're really trying to level up this year. Hair Love is celebrating their 10-year anniversary next year. So for any entrepreneurs and small business owners, you know, that's not an easy milestone to hit. So for us, we're super, super proud. And I'm just gonna shout out everyone who's been supporting this journey since my journey here to Toronto, to be able to sit here with you guys today and share my stories and to listen. I really appreciate you guys. But yeah, I love being part of our community and will continue doing what I can to do. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
There you go.
Beautiful.
So beautiful. I'm like in
Another.
awe at your energy.
Oh, you
Yes.
guys are so good.
Very
I'm really
nice.
looking at you like,
I want you guys to come in. We could do like TITA SALITA in the Hair Love's like spa day or hair day, and
Well, don't tempt us.
we take
this
this.
was a good time.
But yes, no, thank you again for coming on the show. Another episode, locked and loaded. Thank you for joining us.
Hair love.
Definitely hit them up. And until next time, ingat.
Ingat.
I love that.
Not a little.